Hi, and welcome to Aware of the Ancients Astromancy. Most people are completely unaware of how the planets affect us each and every day. A lot of people think astronomy is something that's just a little bit woo woo. This has nothing to do with me, nothing to do with my life. But the reality is that there is a subtle energetic background to each and every one of our lives, each and every day here. And we're most people are completely unaware of it. So there's a couple of ways, well, quite a few ways actually, but one of the ways that I want to talk to you about today that the planets intersect our lives consistently is how the names of the week were named for the planets, I guess is the best way for me to put that to you. Um, and the best example that I can give you of this is by giving you the names of the week in Spanish. Because they really, the names of the week in Spanish really have a resonance with what planet goes with which day. So, needless to say, Sunday, regardless in English, is Sun's day. Sun rules the Sunday. And then on Monday, this is where kind of the Spanish comes in, is through the days of the middle of the week. So Monday in Spanish is named lunes. So Luna, Mama Moon. Mama Moon is Luna, right? In numerous languages, but yes, lunes is how you say Sunday, and is how you say Monday in Spanish, and that is Moon's day. Tuesday in Spanish is martes, and that is Mars's day. So those two, martes, Mars, they kind of go together, right? Sound very similar. Wednesday is miércoles, which is Mercury's day. Miércoles, Mercury. And I tend to remember that because miércoles is kind of a long word and Mercury is kind of a long word. And so they kind of go together. M's, you get it, you get it. So Thursday is jueves in Spanish, and that's Jupiter's day. Jueves in Spanish is spelled Jueves. And so there's a J, jueves, Jupiter. So needless to say. Also, Thursday is also known as Thor's day. And in Nordic mythology, Thor and Jupiter are the same entity. So just an FYI on that. And then funny little extra coinkydink, I guess. And then viernes is how you say Friday in Spanish, viernes, and that's Venus's day. So viernes, Venus, again, very similar pronunciations. And then Saturday is Saturn's day. So it's kind of funny to me that Sunday is Sun's day, and then Saturday is Saturn's day, and it doesn't really matter which language you pronounce those in. But the days of the week in the middle of the week, if you know the Spanish for those, it's very easy to determine which planet it is that you're working with. And so to go a little bit deeper in this without trying to get too woo woo, I guess, on you. Um, if you are let's say you're having a terrible Thursday, okay, your day is going totally cruddy and you're like, what in the world is going on? Well, Thursday is Jupiter's day. And so to have a little bit of context or, a possibility of reason as to how these energies are affecting you, if you know what planet it is that is working with that particular day's energetic, so Thursdays would be Jupiter's, you can look at the astrological chart for that day and determine where Jupiter is in that chart, which house he's in and which degree of that house he's in. Look up those definitions of, like, let's say Jupiter right now, Jupiter's in Cancer at about the 26th, between the 25th and 26th degree. So let's say you're having a terrible Thursday, you look at the astrological chart, comes up that he's in Cancer, he's in between those degrees. You can look at what the relationship is between Jupiter in the house of Cancer and also what the 25th to 26th degrees mean. And you may have a little bit of some insight there. You can also look at your own star chart and see where Jupiter falls in your chart. And it's very possible that Jupiter is close to where he is in your birth chart, in your star chart itself. And that may give a little bit of insight to things as well. Um, so anyway, here's one example, and then here's another quick example. Most people are not big fans of Monday. Poor Mama Moon. But they're not, right? Monday is kind of a rough day, whether your Monday falls on an actual Monday or if, your week starts on a Wednesday, whatever. Um, if you're having a bad day, or a great Monday, let's say you're having a great Monday and things are going fantastic and you're like, what in the world is going on? Things are just a little too good. You could look at the chart and see where Mama Moon is in the chart, and Moon moves pretty quickly. So she moves at least a degree to 2 degrees. Um, almost daily, to the point of like half daily, like every 12 hours or so. So but you could look at where she's at in the chart and see where she is, and let's say she's in Cancer, which is in her home turf because she rules the house of Cancer. And she's in the 15th degree, which is the very middle degree of that particular house, and that is a very happy space for Mama Moon to be in. And you can be like, oh well, wow, look at this, she's going from, she's moving through the mid center of the house of Cancer, where she's very comfortable and she's very calm and cool and collected. And this can, may show a little bit of insight to you as to why, your day is going the way it goes. The reason that I'm telling you this is that, yes, it's very true that astrology is a science that we have kind of allowed to be pushed to the side and not really looked at for the valuable information that it gives to us. But regardless of that, astrology does literally affect our lives every single day, because when we wake up under the energy of a different planet, and how it's interacting with our beautiful Mama Gaia, aka Earth. So that's just, one very subtle way that we can start to maybe open our minds back up to learning, or even, maybe not even learning. Maybe it's not anything that you want to learn, but maybe open our minds back up to the acceptance of the fact that Mama Gaia and all of us down here who are living here with her, we are not alone in our solar system. All of these planets work with Mama Moon, work with these energetics, and everything that affects Mama Gaia affects us. So, as above, so below, on a consistent basis, each and every day of our lives. I hope this was informative and that maybe it piqued your interest a little bit, and maybe you want to look up what these meanings are as far as how the interactions of the energetics of the days of the week associate with the planets that represent them. So anyway, if you'd like to learn more about this, please join me again. I'm going to be talking about how the planets affect our particular bodies. Did you know that each one of your fingers represents a planet? 'Tis true. And that will be my next video. Until then, never forget and always remember, remember that you are stars, not standards. Now go shine and have yourself a very joyful day.